Hi everyone, gosh, it's been a long time since I posted a video. I'm going to share with you in this video today how to create these laminated traveler notebooks and a smaller one. This is a smaller one that I created. I'm using my Laminator. Now I subscribe to a monthly kit with the Planner Society, and I'll put the link down below. It's a monthly planner kit club by Christy Tomlinson, and I joined back in February, and I love every monthly kit that I've received. She just has an amazing style, and I've always been a huge fan of hers since her mixed media art, and I'm just so happy to be in this kit club every month, and I just love everything that she puts in the kit. It's an amazing kit. So the papers are just so beautiful that I wanted to make one using one or two of the design papers every month when I get my kits. So what inspired me was this notebook that came with the April kit. This cute My List notebook has these cute little hearts with these lines that you can create little lists, whether it's, you know, grocery list, to-do list, budget list, anything. It inspired me to make a cover for it. And so this is the one that I made, so let me show you real quick. So I used my Scotch laminating machine, which I had purchased from my local Target, and it was retailed $17.99, which I thought was an amazing price. And this bow is from Hobby Lobby. I just put a Tim Holtz safety pin on the back, and then I just pinned it to the elastic string, which I purchased this elastic string from Hobby Lobby. They come in different colors, and so I used the black one. And it's a very thin elastic. It's not the really heavy elastic. You can see with this elastic, it's much thicker. So there's different size elastics that you can get. Okay, so that wraps around. And here's the inside. I decorated it a little bit. So this clear pocket is from Target, when Target had these, remember these adhesive pocket labels? I had shared a video tutorial on how to make a shaker with this, and I added that to this because it was a perfect fit. And then I put some of the cute cards that came in the kit, and this is one of the dolls. This is actually a post-it note, which I actually laminated. And then this is from Maggie Holmes. It's a cute little sequence heart sticker. And then so I made 4 notebooks. You can see I got one, and inside is just plain cardstock. So I got one. This is the notepad that came with the kit. That's 2. Here's the third one. Just use some gold glitter paper. And here's the 4th one. So you can see the cover is using the design paper from the kit, and the rest is just cardstock. And then this is a Prima pen holder to hold my Planner Society pen. And I thought it was really cute. I mean, you can gift these to someone, to your friends or to whomever you want to gift it to. It's just a great way to use your design paper, or, you know. And here's the smaller one. Now this is part of this paper, so let me show you. So you can see this is the full sheet of design paper that you get in the kit, and I'll show you the measurements once I cut it. And then this is the leftover of that paper, and that's where I decided to make a smaller one. Now these smaller ones, I'm going to gift these to my daughter's friends because it's perfect to fit in their backpack. It's not too you know, big for them, just enough. And what I really liked about it, I'll show you in the back, it fits a post-it note, the regular size post-it notes. And this has 4 notebooks inside, so there's 1. Again, this is just the design paper for the cover, and then the rest is cardstock. This is 2, and then this is 3. This is the acetate that came with the kit, and then this is the 4th one. And the good thing too is it also fits those adhesive pocket label pockets from Target. And then you could see I added some of these tabs that came with the kit and the stickers that she also includes. So you can see it fits perfectly. So I'm going to give these to my younger girls for Madeline and Ashley's friends. And then again, I included this bow, which is from Hobby Lobby, and that's just adhered, or I just added a clothespin to it, so I can just easily remove it if I wanted to change it out. So I'm going to show you how to make these, and then I'm going to show you how to bind it, and then I'm going to show you the size of the notebook. So this is probably going to be a 2-part video, depending on how long it takes me to do this. So here are some samples of the ones that I've already laminated. So again, I use my Scotch laminating machine, and I use these laminating pouches that I also purchased from Target. So these are the 8.5 by 11. You get 65, and I believe this was like $20, which I thought is an amazing price for 65 of those. So they look like this, and if you don't have a laminating machine, you can use the self-sealed laminating pouches, which I'll show you, which are these ones. So these are the self-seal laminating pouches. It's also the same size, 8.5 by 11, and I also purchased these at Target as well. But the only thing with that one that I noticed, which I already made one, I don't really like the finish of it. You could see, I don't know, maybe it's the way I sealed it, I don't know, it just kind of bubbles up a little bit, and it's not as a crisp finish as this one is when it's laminated through the machine. You could feel and see the difference. See, this is more of a nicer finish. This one is not as, you know, you can see. I mean, it's still doable, but if I were to choose, I would use the pouches using the machine. Okay, but just so you know, you can make one with just the self-sealing pouches. Okay, but it's totally worth it to get the machine. I know Target is $17.99, and I believe Walmart has it for $20. So it's totally worth the price. Okay, so let me show you the ones that I did make. So there's this one. I believe this was from the, let's see, is this from the March kit? I know, I could be wrong. So there's that one. Oh no, this one's from the March kit. Not this one. This is from Joanne. But this one's from the March kit. Okay. This is also from the March kit. I mean, the papers are just so pretty. So I'm thinking of using 1 or 2 from each kit. This one's from the January kit, because I was able to get, she had extra ones, so I was able to get a hold of one of the January kits. So it's the January kit. And then this one is the April kit. Yeah, this one is from April. And same with this one. So, it's cute dragonflies in there. Okay, so let's make one of these. Okay, so let's set these aside. And they stand up really nicely. You can see. They stand up really nice if you just want to kind of do that. Okay, So let's put these aside. I have my window open, so I hope they don't get blown away here. Okay, so what I did was I took one of the pouches. So you can see this is the pouch. And you're going to have to cut your design paper. So let me get one. So this is another one of the Planner Society design papers. So let me put these ones out of the way, or this one out of the way for now. Okay, so this is basically 8.5 by 11 sheet. Okay, you're going to lengthwise, you're going to cut the design paper at 7 1/4. So we're going to line it at 7 1/4. Okay, and that's all you got to do. That quick. I'm going to set this trimmer out of the way. Now you're going to take your scoreboard and we're going to do some scoring. So again, the length is 7 1/4 and the width is 8.5. So now you're going to turn it to the 8.5 side. And you're going to take your scoring tool. I just use my Fiskars scoring tool. And you're going to score at 3 3/4, 4 1/4, oops, and 4 3/4. Okay. Again, 3 3/4, 4 1/4, and 4 3/4. And you're going to do the same thing with the smaller piece. And I tend to use the opposite side. So 3 3/4. Okay, no problem scoring today. 4 1/4 and 4 3/4. Okay, that's it. That's all you got to do. And then I like to corner around my corners. So I'm using my We Are Memory Keepers corner chomper. And I'm using the 1/2 inch side. So we're just going to corner around the corners. You don't have to corner around it if you don't like. It's an option. I just like the finish of it. I'm going to do the same thing with the other piece. Okay, and that's all you got to do. And then you're going to take your laminating sheet and you're going to place the larger one inside. And what I like to do is I like to push it all the way against the edge here where the fold is. And I like to make sure it's even on both ends. So it's about, I think, 1/4 inch on each end here. So when I trim it, I just have to trim the sides. And then I'm going to place the smaller one inside here. And I want to give enough space, again, because I have to trim this. So I look at this end and I like to give at least 1/8 of an inch space. So I'm just going to kind of line that up. Like so. And then you're just going to run this through your laminating machine. And then that's when you're going to get something like this. Okay? So it's all nice and laminated. Okay, so once you do that, now you're going to take back your trimmer. I'm going to do some cutting. Okay, so what I do is between the two, I want to cut right in the middle. So I'm going to line it to where I can cut right in the center. Okay, so you can see it cuts right in the center. And then all I have to do is just cut the edges. Okay, and you can look at your sheet and see how much you need to cut. As you can see, it's hard to tell because it's clear, but you just basically want to make the ends nice and even. If you're not too worried about it, then you don't need to make it exact. So we're just going to trim the other end. Okay, so you got it like that. Okay, and then what I like to do is I like to corner round those corners as well. Now with the corner chomper, because it's acetate, it doesn't tend to punch it out all the way, and you'll see what I mean. See, I don't know if it's just mine because I've used mine for so long that it just doesn't cut a little bit of it off, but that's okay. You know, got my handy dandy scissors to cut that, so I'm not too worried about it. So you're just going to corner chomp all four corners. So we're just going to cut, and then cut. Okay, and I'm just going to set this one aside. What I'm doing to this one is you're going to do the same exact step to this one, okay? So I'm just going to put this aside for now. So we'll just work on this one. So now we got that all done. You're going to take back your scoreboard because we are going to score those lines back again. So let's get back my scoring tool. And I'm going to line the lines. Now I can't line it here and score it again at the same measurements because of the acetate. Okay, so I'm just going to line this line underneath the 6. So I lined this and make sure it's lined up. That's why I added this red line. I don't know if you could see it right across my board, so I can make sure each end is even. So I'm just lining that. Okay, so I'm just going to go over it once. You can go over it twice. It's totally up to you. So we'll just do it twice. And then I'm just going to line it again. So it's at 6.5. So that was 6, and this is now 6.5. It's every ½ inch basically. And then this is 7. Okay, so got that. That's all you need to do. And then all I do is just fold it. And it's so easy to fold, you guys. You could see as I'm folding it here. And that's it. See how quick that is to make? And look how super cute it is. That is so cute. Okay, now the next step that you need to do is here I have some of this elastic, and this came in a set, a pack of different ones. This is what it's called, Clubhouse Crafts. I believe I got this either at, I know it's either Hobby Lobby or Joann for sure. I don't think I got this at Michael's. So either Hobby Lobby or Joann. And this came with 6 colors. So we'll use this color since it's kind of close to this color. Okay, so now what you're going to do next is you're going to take a piercing tool. Now, if you have an awl, you can use an awl, but I don't have one, so I'm just going to use my Tim Holtz this is piercing tool. And I'm going to pierce it. So I'm going to take my ruler here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the ruler from the end of the paper, not the laminating sheet, but the paper, and I'm going to poke it in the middle. So I'm going to go off of the middle line, and I'm going to line this to the end of the paper, and then I'm going to poke at 1/4 inch. Okay, so I'm just going to poke a hole like that, and then I'm going to do the same thing with this end. I'm going to go in 1/4 inch. So I'll just put it at 7, and I'm going to poke at 6 3/4. Okay, and then in the middle of that is going to be 3 5/8. So let's line this up, and then I'm going to look for the 3 5/8, which is right here, and I'm going to poke in the middle. Okay, so now I have 3 holes. So let me just poke this real quick. I'm going to poke that, and then I'm going to poke that. Okay, so you got your 3 holes. Now I'm going to poke 2 holes on the first line and the third line, and I'm just going to line it up with the hole that's in the middle. Okay, if you want it super exact, you could use your ruler, but I'm just going to eyeball it. I'm going to do the same to the bottom. Okay, so now I have 3 holes on the top, 1 in the center, and 3 on the bottom. Okay, so that's what you need to do there. Now to bind it, I don't measure the elastic because I don't know sometimes how much exactly I need. So I just unravel it and kind of use it as I go. And the needle that I use, it's from this We Are Memory Keepers tool that it's a Sew It Easy tool. I'm just going to use a needle that came with it. So I'll take one of these. Oops. Okay. Now this is really thick, and you can see the hole of the needle is not that wide. So the trick that I do is I take a piece of Scotch tape. So I'm going to just take a piece of tape, and then I'm just going to tape the end of the elastic. And then I just fold the tape in half again. I just need enough to run through the needle. So I'm going to run it through this needle here. See, it makes it easier for me to pull it through. And then I just pull the tape out, okay? And I don't like that fuzzy part, so I always cut that off. Okay? And I just pull a little bit because it's basically not going to move because it's stuck there. Okay? So now let's thread it. This is how you're going to bind it. Now you're going to start from the outside, which basically would be the front, and you're going to go in. So I'm going to start from the bottom right, from the outside, and go in. Okay, you guys can see that. And then we're just going to pull. Okay, so just pull enough, and you can always adjust it. Okay, now we're going to go on the same line, which is the third line, and we're going to go through the top. Okay, so run that through. And you're going to pull. Now you don't want it to be tight because again you're going to put your notebooks in, so you want it to be just a teeny bit loose. So I just give like that much. I never know how much I'm going to keep adding to my notebook. Okay, so that's good enough. And then now you're going to go through the back. Okay. To the middle hole. And then you're going to pull. Okay, and you want to make sure this is nice and fitted. Okay, now you're going to go straight back, straight down to the bottom. Okay, now you're in the middle line. You're going to go through. Okay, and you're going to pull. Again, you want that a little bit loose. And now you're going to go through the back again, which basically is the front. So when I say back, I mean the front of the cover. Okay. And you're going to pull. And then you're going to go back to the top, through the back. Okay, now you got something like this. Okay. Now, what you're going to do next is, you can see this, you're going to run the needle back through the middle, okay? I'm going to poke it back in the middle. Okay, now you're going to get something like this, okay? Now, I'm going to move this out. I'm going to move out the needle. Okay, now me, I don't like to waste, you know, whether it's baker's twine or, in this case, elastic. So I always tend to adjust it. Okay, so I'm going to adjust it real quick here. You can see how I do it. I just need enough to where I could tie it in the middle. So this is obviously the middle, but I like to have it a little bit longer than that. Okay, so that's good enough. Okay, so you can see I saved that much. I mean, it's not a lot, but you don't really get a lot of elastic to begin with, so I'm just going to adjust this real quick, okay? And don't forget, you do want the middle to be a little loose. You don't want it to be too tight. Okay, so there you go. So you can see that's the middle hole, and it's a little bit longer. Okay, now I'm going to take this end, and what I do is I lift it over, and I kind of go over that middle hole, and that's how I depend how much I'm going to cut. So I'm just going to cut about here. Okay, so let me just cut that with my scissors. Okay, I'm going to make another piece of that tape for this, so I can thread it through the needle easier. And then I'm just going to run it through. Okay, let's pull that. Okay, and now what I'm going to do now, so now this is in the back, which is basically the front. I'm going to run it through the middle hole. Okay, so run it through the middle hole. Okay, and then remove it. Now you got this. Okay, so you got your 3, and this is going to make the 4th one. Okay, so I just tie a knot. I like to double knot it. It's totally up to you if you want to double or triple knot it. I just double knot it. Okay, and then I just cut. So we'll just cut that. Okay, so there you got it. There's your binding. So that what it looks like in the inside. This is the finish on the outside. So you have it up here, and then you have it down here. Now we're going to make the elastic to go around the TM. Okay, so now what you're going to do is you're going to take a piece, and what I do is I close it, kind of wrap it around to get an idea how much I need. And I think, because you want it not too tight, because in case it gets wider and wider, you want to have enough. So I think, and you can always adjust it. So I think this should be enough. So you can see how much I'm using here. So let's cut that. Okay, let's get back our needle. Well, actually, I don't need the needle. You don't need the needle. Let's get back our piercing tool. Now this is a little tricky, I have to tell you, but you'll get used to it once you keep doing it. So you just fold the elastic in half, okay? You're going to take that middle loop, and I usually have to go in between the 2 elastics, okay? See how there's 2 here and 2 down here? And then I put it right on top of that hole, and what you want to do is you want to thread this through here. So I kind of poke the elastic, and I push it through. So see if I could do this quick on camera. Which of course never happens, right? So let's try without damaging this. There we go, got it. Okay. So now you're going to pull it, okay, but you want to hold this, okay, so it doesn't go all the way through. And then you're going to close it, okay. It's kind of tight, so let me loosen it a little bit more. So let me pull it a little bit more. Oh, let's make sure these are even. Let me make sure these are even. So just hold those and pull it. Okay, that's good. It's a little loose, but it's perfect. Now what I do is I hold this, okay, because I don't have a lot to work with to tie the knot. I pinch it where I want it to end and I pull it back. I pull it back in. And then I just tie a knot. So let's do that again. Messed up. And you can always adjust it because of the way I'm tying the knot on this one. You can always adjust it. Okay, so you can see I made the knot. I'm going to pull it. There you go. See, it wraps around. So I'm just going to cut this and make sure they're even because I'm super picky like that. And there you go. There it is. Super cute. Okay, now I'm going to take my other inserts from this one and we'll see what it looks like. Cool. So let's take these out. Just going to add these in. So you can see here, you can make so many of these, and you all have endless amount of paper, because we all love paper, right? So just imagine how many of these you can make. Because my girls, and what also inspired me to do this is because my girls they don't use planners. My oldest one, Ariana, is probably the only one that uses a planner. But my three other ones, they don't use planners. So I thought this would be a great gift for them. And, you know, you don't really break the bank because you're just using your paper. And you could make these notebooks inside. And it makes a cute little planner or traveler's notebook for them that they could use wherever they go, and it's a perfect size. So you could see, there it is. That's how you make it. I mean, super quick, and it's just super duper cute. So this is, again, the design paper from the Planner Society, and you're going to make 4 for your covers, and I just have the 2 here. And this measures 6 3/4 inch in height, and it's 8.5 in width. Okay, and then you're going to fold it in half, and I'll explain to you why it's a little bit wider. Okay, and then the insert is going to be 6 3/4 in height and 7 1/8 in width. And this is just some copy paper, and I have like 4 pieces here. And then you're going to take a template. I just created this template. This is basically 6 3/4 inch in height and 1 inch in width. You're going to fold that in half, and then you're going to fold it in half again and fold in half again. And this is going to create even sections here where you're going to paper pierce your hole. Okay, so you're just going to see these 3 scored lines, and you're just going to poke a hole in the center on all 3. Okay, then you're going to place it in between your paper here, and then you're just going to poke your holes. Okay, so you have evenly spaced out holes there. Okay, now the reason why I make this a little bit wider is because when I place the paper inside, I want to make sure that it's nice and even when I die cut it out. So when you're going to cut this out, it's basically going to be 3 9/16, which basically is the first line after the 1/2 inch mark, okay? So 3 9/16, because 3 9/16 twice is 7 1/8 in width. Okay, so you're just going to line that up and cut. Okay, smooth this out. And then see, you got a nice and even cover and your paper, okay? And then now what you're going to do is you're going to take your needle, and I'm using some of this Prima twine here, and I'm using that same needle that I used earlier. And what you're going to do is you're going to start from the back at the bottom. So let's start at the bottom. Hold on, I don't think I poked my hole yet on this one. So let's just poke the holes first. Okay, so you're going to start at the bottom. And you're going to go in. Oops, of course it came out. Let's put that back in there. So you can use baker's twine to bind this, and then you're going to place it on the top hole, run that through. You're going to turn it over and place it through the middle, run that through. Okay. So you're going to take out the needle, and then you're going to place this piece right here through the needle again, and then you're just going to go in the center, poke your hole, and then run that through. Okay, so you're going to get something like this. And I like to put this piece in between the two strings, and then I just tie a knot. Okay, so you're just going to tie your knot. You could double knot it if you'd like, depending on how much paper you put. And then you're just going to cut, and there you go, simple binding. And then it looks really nice on the outside. You guys can see that. Okay, and then you're just going to add it. So let's add it to the first one. I still need to add some paper to this one, so we'll just put this in for now. So I have that already cut out. And then I need to add 2 more. And there you go, you got your inserts for your laminated traveler's notebook. I hope you give it a try. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.